Lord, don't even get me started on dating sites, man. I've been dodging bullets this whole year, and I ain't even met no one. Well, I met one person off of a dating site, but I technically already knew him. We matched as friends, and we were friends for a second, but then, you know, he started to try to blur those lines, and I'm in this season of isolation, so he was really the only person that I was allowing to, like, be in my personal space at all. And I felt like if we continued hanging out, that something might happen, and I didn't really want it to at all. So yeah, actually we're not talking right now, but we are friends. If I needed him, I could pick the phone and call him. He's a good guy. He just, see, that's the thing, he is a very good guy, like a legit good guy, and he's still a dog. He still will sleep with a woman knowing that he doesn't like her like that. He did that, and he told me that. But yeah, anyways, I have a lot of stories that I can talk about, but there was one that I want to talk about in particular right now, because this guy, actually, like, I liked him. And it's funny because I gave him my number super quick. I definitely don't do that again. Or if a guy gives me his number super quick, I usually take it as a red flag. But I remember telling him before we'd even talked long, before we even had much of a text exchange, that he reminded me of my ex, and I was kind of scared by that, because, you know, me and my ex didn't work out. And I remember him saying, like, what? I feel like I haven't even done anything. And I was like, no, it's not like what you've done. It's just like, it's like your mannerisms, like your hobbies. And at that time, because that was like before I found out that my ex got another girl pregnant and hid it the whole time, I thought my ex was a good guy. So I told that guy this. I was like, so don't get it confused. I was like, my ex is a good guy. And then he was like, kind of like, oh. Well, this guy, he ended up one day on Facebook. We were friends on Facebook. I got a friend suggestion from a mutual friend of his, and it was from a girl that I had blocked like 7 years ago that lives in town here, because we had been friends, and she's got a lot of issues, really bad issues. She no, it ain't even low key. She traumatized me. Like, this girl literally showed me like porn video of a woman and a dog. Like, I was sitting in the backseat of a car right there, and she shoved the phone in my face and showed it to me. Last time I saw her, she was at my house because she just had an abortion, and we were arguing because she wanted to keep the fetus in the freezer. I was like, no, you don't get to keep it after you do that, you know? That you can't do that. And definitely not in my freezer. But anyways, this is the girl that he was all of a sudden friends with on Facebook. And me and him have been talking for a few months over text and phone calls. He was constantly trying to get up with me. Like, he always wanted to come hang out with me. And I just kept, like, not. And I also had a full-time job, and I was busy. But truly, even if I did have time, I probably wouldn't. It was always late at night when he would call. It was like 9:30. He'd be like, you need company? And I was just like, no, and no, I don't. And then he would ask again, like, maybe a week or so goes by. And I never understood that, because I told him very clearly that I was abstinent. I tell all of these guys that, because that's another tip I can give people if you're really looking for something like sustainable. If you want to see how serious he is, tell them that, because most of them will poof, be gone. But the one I'm talking about right now is the exception. Some of them will take that as a challenge. Yes, a challenge. And they'll be like, I bet, you know. And that, and now just thinking back, that's the only thing that made sense, that because why he kept asking me. I'll never forget, like, the last time he sent me that, I was like, are you drunk? And he said no. And I was like, well, then you already know the answer to that question, because I've already answered. I was like, yeah, because you already know the answer to that question. And he was just like, okay. Never bothered him at all that I kept rejecting him. He was consistent about it. This boy, good Lord. And he's even like a counselor for boys at a school or something. Or for troubled boys, you know. In the wilderness, they have like go on wilderness hikes and stuff. He tried so hard to get access to me, just to meet me in person. And for some reason, I just never wanted to. And so when I saw that he was friends with this girl on Facebook that I had already blocked, that's how crazy she is. She makes different profiles, so I had to go block that one too. I asked him about it. I was like, because I'm very intuitive and just been cheated on. And I was like, dude, is that why you kept messaging me at like 9:30 or 10 at night asking if I needed company? Because he lives an hour away from me. This girl lives close by in this town. I was like, is that why you kept messaging me? Because you were like hooking up with her, and then you're like, oh, well, since I'm in town, let me go see if I can. Because that would make sense why he kept doing it, right? So I straight up asked him about it, and he like sent the longest text message he had ever sent. He's like, I don't know, the last time I've been in Morganton was to play a soccer game, do a soccer game in Little Guatemala or something. And I just remember thinking, like, that's a lot of information. I didn't ask for all that. But yeah, he also takes nature photographs. And so when it comes down to it, I was just like, okay. I was like, so when he said that's not what was, I was like, well, why are you friends with this girl on Facebook? And he was like, I don't know who that is. And I was just like, you're friends with her on Facebook? He's like, I don't know everybody that's on my Facebook. He's like, don't you know I'm a nature photographer? I have a lot of people that add me just to see my photos. He's like, have you never even looked at my page? And I was just like, I mean, briefly, but I'd rather get to know you through you, which is it turned out that was difficult to do. But so yeah, he told me that he didn't know her, didn't know why they were friends on Facebook. They definitely didn't meet on the dating site or anything, right? Come to find out, he definitely knew her. He definitely knew her, because she reached out to a mutual friend of ours, because she knows I don't talk to her, to pass me a message about another guy that we both matched up with on the dating site. Facebook friggin' fakes. It's more like Facebook faking. It ain't no dating. But this other guy I did not like. He had just got out of rehab and stuff, and I could just sense that he had some deep issues, and I was not interested in him like that. But we did go, like, the first time we matched, we talked about how we were at the same creek the same day. So we kind of talked. We was like, well, maybe we should go back. We should meet up at the creek one day. So we almost did, but we never did. And I never liked him. And he even told me one day that, like, he had some kind of situationship going on. And I told him he was lame, right? I didn't care. I told him the truth. I was like, that's lame. That means you don't know your worth. And I didn't think any more about it. And the next thing I know, this mutual friend messages me. And it's that girl, the one that showed me that horrible video, telling the other girl to tell me that she's the one that he's in a situationship with. And then she added it in at the end about the first guy I was talking about. She was like, oh yeah, and ask her why she did my buddy like that. He's just looking for love and this and that, and we only went hiking a few times, and da 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 da. So she told on him without me even ever having to say a word. I mean, I'm glad she did, because I knew that he was like a bold-faced liar. And see, this is the kicker right here. This is where it all comes together, and like the full thing. When I confronted him about this, he acted just like my ex did when I confronted him about cheating. He gaslit me. He's like, go back and check your receipts. And I was like, I don't need to. I know what happened. And I didn't have them anyway, so I don't keep that shit. And I like straight up called him out. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about, and this and that. And I was just like, dude. He's like, I've never lied to you. And I spelled it out. I was like, I just told you what you lied to me about. And oh yeah, because he said my trauma. He's like, your trauma's showing again. And I was like, well, maybe your lack of accountability is showing. Because he was so clearly busted. He blocked me. He blocked me because I found him out. Like, I knew the whole truth about him, and there was absolutely no way he was ever gonna get in my proximity, and he knew that in that moment because I busted him. And that's when it like clicked. I was like, he was just like your ex. I think he's a down low man, to be honest. But goodness gracious, I can't stress enough. Go with your gut feeling. The first time someone gives you any kind of feeling, and just go with it. You don't let them waste any more of your time to prove you right. Just don't. It ain't worth it. You got to be careful on these dating sites. A lot of these men that are on there, they're like on there for years, and they like it. That's like, I'm not on there anymore, but that's a question that I like to ask. Like, how long have you been on here? You know, usually towards like right after we match, because that's when they're more likely to answer questions. But I mean, it really doesn't matter. You don't know if they're telling the truth or not. But most of them will tell the truth about that, because they don't see the damage in that. If I'm a single guy, you know. But no, you tell me you've been on that Facebook dating for 4 years. No, you gotta go. There's another one I was talking to. It's like real successful. He's actually 45. I don't know, but he did the same thing pretty much. Like, he was talking to me, and this was only like, wouldn't matter, a week or so. And talking about how he, looking for someone serious and this and that. And then the moment I mentioned something about, I don't know what I said, but he said, I just want a lot of sex. And I was like, do you understand how repulsive that is to like a healed person, or do you just not care? And then I said, no wonder you've been on here for 4 years. And he unmatched me. I mean, they really are jokes. My ex I met on a dating site. There was another one that was 45. It was just like, damn squirrel. I think it's good. But he showed me what a love bomber looked like. Well, him and another one. But it's like, once you see all this and you start looking for it actively, you cannot unsee it, and you see the patterns. And I block people like it ain't nobody's business. Like, you give me one little inkling, But yeah, that 45-year-old love bomber, he was, oh gosh, he told me that he was in an open relationship for 15 years, but she cheated on him. That should have been my red flag right there. He said that he didn't even know how to like pay bills and stuff. His check went right to her when she did it all. I was like, wow, you're a smart one. But yeah, be careful on these dating sites. It ain't no joke. People will take advantage of you in a heartbeat, and they won't think twice about it.